All right, welcome everyone. I'll tell you about my experience with opening a bank account in the UK. Because when I arrived here, the first thing that was asked by my employer was to open the bank account. So, in these post-COVID days, there are things that are happening which you have to know when you're opening a bank account, because the other websites and other blogs which I followed, they said that you have to have four different documents, which I'll discuss in a while, and then you can open the bank account easily. So I went with those documents to the bank, and they said that they are not opening the bank account in person, so you have to open it up online. So the first thing, the first issue to me was which bank should I open an account with, because there were a lot of banks and there is a lot of speculation about which bank you should opt for. My first few things, the most important thing to me was that I need to have a current or basic account. I started looking for any bank that was not dealing a lot with the interest rates due to my personal issues. So I first looked at the Islamic banks, but unfortunately, those Islamic banks either did not had a lot of branches all over the UK, or somehow they were not feasible for me. Um, then I looked on for the local banks, which were Monzo Bank, Starling Bank, HSBC, Lloyds, NatWest, Barclays, Standard Chartered, Santander UK, Royal Bank of Scotland, and Nationwide. When I was looking for the Islamic banks, I've told earlier, the one which I could find was Arayan Bank. There were two other banks which were offering Sharia compliant banking. They were UBL, the United Bank Limited, and HBL, the Habib Bank Limited. UBL and HBL have their branches in Pakistan as well, but I was not sure how the system works, if I will be having any edge or any benefit when I send money from here to Pakistan, if I open an account with UBL or HBL. So I sorry. So that's why I did not choose for either the UBL or HBL. Arayan, again, they did not had any branches. They did not had a lot of branches like the other banks, the local banks had. So I would have been in trouble if I had chosen either with UBL, HBL, or Rayan Bank. One more thing, I do not know exactly how the banking system here works, so I was not taking any risks actually, because the banking system in Pakistan, that I know very well, because if you have a branch, an account at a specific branch, so you have to go to that branch every time you have to make any amendment in your account, any change in your signature or anything like that. So I don't know how the system works in here. I have to find it out. So let's come to the conventional banking. The first, the Monzo Bank. Okay, so the Monzo Bank is an online bank. I was very lucky to get to know about it from a few friends when I was coming when I was here to give my PLAB 2 exam. So the Monzo Bank can be opened online. You just have to download the application. You have to give a scan of your passport, and you have to make a small video saying your name, and that you have that you are willing to make an account with them, and they'll send you the debit card in I think 2 or 3 days, not more than that. That was I think everyone who is planning to have come here to give exams or anything, you should at least make a Monzo account, because you wherever you go, the people have the preference to pay via card. Even in the supermarkets, if you have 5 tills or 5 counters, what I have observed, I may be wrong, but I have observed that 3 are dedicated to the card paying customers and 2 are for the cash on paying customers. Plus one more thing, and the most important thing is that if you are traveling via Uber or any using any delivery service, so they also, Uber only works via card, they do not take cash at all. And if you are taking any delivery services, so they also prefer the card payment, but you have the cash payment as well option. You have the option of paying via cash as well. Apart from that, I was very annoyed by these coins in here, because everywhere you have, whenever you are paying, you you have the return of a lot of coins. So that was a bit difficult for me to carry on with. So I opened the Monzo account, I got the card, and that was about it. That was the pro of Monzo account, and the cons were that you can only deposit £300 per day in that account. That was one thing. And number two, there are a lot of PayTMs, PAYTMs, that's what they call it, the paying points where you can go and charge your cards. So when I was in London, most of the people were reluctant to credit the amount on my account, most of the Paytm points. I don't know why. And those who were doing it, they were charging fees of more than what the Monzo has given the prescription, has prescribed for. For example, the Monzo says that on every transaction you have to you will be deducted with £1 fee of the transaction. But in London, I had to pay £2 or £3 for £100 deposit. But the place where I'm staying here, I was lucky enough to get to know about one place which deposited the amount in a very short span, in a very small amount fee of what the Monzo has prescribed. So that was one thing. The second thing is, if you are the good thing again is that they have an online very good online application where you can see all your spendings and everything related. So that's what I can think about the Monzo account. It has been of a great help so far because I have not been able to open an account yet. I have been here for more than 15 or 20 days, and I'll come to the challenges. What exactly are the requirements for opening an account? So that's about Monzo. Now coming to the conventional banking system. Okay, so my main thing was, as I've told you earlier, about the interest rates and everything. And apart from that, I was looking for any bank which can offer me any cashbacks. So there was an American Express card, American Express Bank, which was offering a cashback. They had a very good card, but again, American Express has a very limited branches in the UK, as I could find from the maps. So that was out then. In the cashback system, as we have seen in the Gulf and in the in our home countries, that there are a lot of companies which are giving these cashback applications. There are a lot of banks which are also giving the cashbacks on their cards, debits and credits. But in the UK, the system is different in that aspect. There are not a lot of banks which are offering cashback, and those who are offering cashback, they are charging a fee, a monthly bank account maintenance fee. So I had to step back from that requirement of mine. So in terms of cashback, if someone is living in the London area, or London is the main area, so you can opt for American Standard, American Express. They have a few cards which they give a good cashback, and they have a lot of branches in the London area as well. Apart from that, Barclays has also a good cashback on few of their cards, and I've read good reviews about them. Apart from that, NatWest had I think one card which was giving a good cashback amount, so you can choose that as well. You can look into it, but I'll tell you which bank I chose. So Starling, I could not find anything significant. Lloyds, no. Then NatWest, I've told you. Barclays, I've told about that. Standard Chartered, could not find anything. Santander Bank also has one account which was giving a good cashback, but again it was for a fee. RBS and Nationwide, I could not find anything. Okay, so I shorted down 3 banks, shortlisted 3 banks actually. One was HSBC, then the second was Barclays, and the third was Santander UK. So HSBC, everyone has given reviews about it. I'll come to it later. Barclays, I've told you, I was strongly urged to make a bank account with Barclays because I really liked one of their debit cards which was giving a good cashback, and it did not had a monthly fee as well. But when I went online to see the reviews, the customer care was not very well appreciated by people. That's one thing. Secondly, their online application, I could not actually find good reviews about the online application. So I stepped back from the Barclays. Santander UK, again they had a few options in their banking system, but again when I compared with the HSBC, it was not worth it, because Santander has a very good banking system. The online system is good, but the problem was that the reviews of the Santander at times were were not very good. So I finalized the HSBC bank now. So HSBC has branches all over the UK, right? They are easily accessible. They have a good online system. Apart from that, there are a lot of people who have come to the UK, and especially from the subcontinent, and a few from the African countries. They prefer HSBC because of their customer friendly approach. That's what I have seen in the reviews. So that apart from that, the online application is good. They have a decent current account. They don't offer any cashback. I could not find anything of that sort, but they have branches all over the UK, and these are the few things why I chose HSBC. The downsides of HSBC, that at times, if there are different categories of maintaining the bank account, so you have to go to their website and you can find a lot of information over there. So if you are earning less than 75,000, so you will get a very basic account. If you are earning somewhere between 75,000 and 100,000 pounds yearly, so you'll get the second premium, I think, premium account. And if you are having earning more than 100,000, there is another account I don't remember the name of. The difference between these three accounts is, apart from the basic fee, you'll have an overdraft, a limit of overdraft. Okay, so overdraft is something very new to me. I did not knew about the overdrafts back home, because none of the banks offered it, to the best of my knowledge. So overdraft is something, for example, if you are earning £1,000 per month, and at the end of the month or at any point in time you are running out of cash, you want to take loan. So these banks offer you loan, and they give you and they take an interest over those loans, and you can have that cushion for at your disposal. What HSBC was offering to the account which I opened, which I chose, was that up till £25 you won't be charged anything, and if you go above £25 they'll charge you an overdraft of I'm not sure the exact amount, but it was somewhere around 38 or 32% of the APR. So that's a bit about the banking system. They have a very good online system. So yeah, having this research done, I chose HSBC. Now the second part was opening an account. So I went to the bank at 10 a.m. in the morning, and they told me that they are not taking any physical application, in-person application, so I have to apply online. So I went into their website. I filled the form, and the few things which are I think you should have the scans of those available with you, were either passport or your BRP, the residence permit, or the contract with the employer stating your address, maybe, because my employer stated the address as well. If your employer is stating the address or not, it's up to them. If not, then apart from that you have to also give the proof of accommodation. Then your letter of from employer confirming your job details, what exactly are you is your job title and designation, and that's about it. So once you fill in the form, about the online form, that's what I'm talking about. So once I filled the form, they told me that they'll contact me if they need anything. 2 days after filling in the application, I received a text message saying that they have received the application and they'll start processing. So I'm still waiting for the processor to continue. That was a bit about the choosing of banks when you are coming here in the UK. I'm sure that I have missed a lot of things, because when I was researching, there was a lot of information online. There were a lot of websites which helped me compare results between two banks. I really researched for a lot of time for which bank to open, but in the end it was there was no such big of a difference in opening with any of the banks. So that was about it from my side. So thank you very much. I'll keep you posted as things happen, and best of luck for your journey.